Renewable energy is at the heart of our global sustainability efforts. It's all about harnessing power from sources that naturally replenish themselves, like solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. Did you know that in 2021, renewables accounted for almost 90% of new electricity capacity additions globally? That's a huge leap forward. For instance, Denmark now generates more than half of its electricity from wind alone. Renewable energy not only helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but also creates jobs and stimulates economic growth. The shift to renewable sources is crucial as we aim to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. As we dive deeper into this topic, let's explore how these sustainable power solutions are transforming our world for the better. Renewable energy sources are like the superheroes of sustainability, each one uniquely equipped to fight climate change. Solar power is a standout, providing clean electricity by harnessing sunlight through photovoltaic cells. In fact, solar installations have grown from just 1.5 gigawatts globally in 2000 to over 760 gigawatts today. Wind energy is another powerhouse, with turbines converting wind into electrical power. As of 2021, wind energy capacity worldwide surpassed 800 gigawatts. Hydroelectric power, generated from flowing water, remains the largest source of renewable electricity globally, contributing about 16% to total world electricity generation. Geothermal and biomass are also key players, tapping into heat beneath our feet and organic waste materials respectively. Each type brings unique benefits and challenges, but together they form a robust toolkit for achieving global sustainability. Next up, let's dive deeper into the economic impacts of adopting these renewable sources. Renewable energy is crucial for reducing our environmental impact. For example, solar power generates electricity without emitting harmful pollutants like carbon dioxide. In fact, a single home powered by solar panels can reduce its annual CO2 emissions by over 4 tons. Wind energy also plays a significant role. In Denmark, wind turbines provide more than 40% of the country's electricity needs, drastically cutting down on fossil fuel consumption and related pollution. By shifting from coal to renewables, we not only decrease air pollution, but also mitigate climate change impacts like extreme weather events. As we continue this journey towards sustainability, it's clear that renewable energy is a key player in protecting our planet. Next, let's explore how these technologies are driving economic growth worldwide. Renewable energy is pivotal in reducing our carbon footprint. For instance, wind power has seen significant growth, with global capacity increasing by over 50% between 2016 and 2020. This shift from coal to wind has led to a substantial decrease in greenhouse gas emissions. According to the International Energy Agency, renewable energy sources prevented about 2.1 gigatons of carbon dioxide emissions in 2019 alone. That's equivalent to taking over 450 million cars off the road. For an entire year, the transition to solar power is equally impactful. In Germany, solar installations have contributed significantly to reducing carbon emissions by displacing coal and natural gas as primary energy sources. As we continue to expand renewable energy infrastructure, these reductions will become even more pronounced, setting a solid foundation for global sustainability efforts moving forward. Around the world, governments are implementing policies that encourage the adoption of renewable energy. For example, in Europe, the European Green Deal aims to make the continent carbon neutral by 2050 through ambitious policy measures. In the United States, the Inflation Reduction Act includes billions of dollars for clean energy incentives and tax credits. These policies not only stimulate investment, but also create jobs and reduce pollution. China, the world's largest producer of renewable energy, has set targets to peak carbon emissions before 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. Local governments are also playing a crucial role. Cities like Copenhagen aim to be carbon neutral by 2025 through comprehensive urban planning and sustainable infrastructure. As these policies take effect, we're seeing a significant shift towards renewable energy worldwide, setting the stage for more innovations in technology and sustainability. Renewable energy isn't just good for the planet, it's also a powerful economic driver. For example, in 2021, the renewable energy sector employed over 12 million people globally. This is not only creating jobs, but also stimulating local economies. In Germany, the expansion of wind and solar power has led to significant job growth in rural areas where employment opportunities are often limited. Additionally, investing in renewables can lead to substantial savings on fuel costs compared to traditional fossil fuels. For instance, the cost of solar energy has dropped by 89% since 2010, making it increasingly accessible and economically viable for both businesses and households. As we continue to see these economic benefits unfold, it's clear that renewable energy is not just a sustainable choice, but also an economically smart one. Next, let's dive into how renewable energy can enhance energy security around the world. Over the past decade, technological advancements in renewable energy have been nothing short of revolutionary. Solar panel efficiency has skyrocketed from around 15% to over 22%, making solar power more viable than ever before. For example, Tesla's Solar City has installed millions of panels across the US, significantly reducing carbon footprints. Wind turbines are also getting bigger and smarter. The Haliade-X turbine by GE Renewable Energy can generate up to 14 megawatts, enough to power over 16,000 homes annually. These advancements not only reduce costs, but also increase reliability, making renewable energy sources increasingly competitive with fossil fuels. As we continue to innovate, the integration of AI and EOT in managing these systems will further enhance efficiency. Next up, let's dive into how these technologies are impacting job markets around the world. Renewable energy faces significant challenges like intermittency and infrastructure gaps. For instance, solar power generation drops dramatically during cloudy days or nighttime. To address this, battery storage technology is advancing rapidly. Tesla's Gigafactory in Nevada has increased lithium-ion battery production capacity by over 35 gigawatt-hours annually, helping stabilize the grid when renewable sources fluctuate. Another hurdle is the high upfront cost of installation. However, the good news is that costs are dropping. Wind and solar prices have fallen by about 90% since 2010. Innovations in financing models like community solar projects also make it easier for more people to access these technologies. As we tackle these challenges, the transition towards a sustainable future becomes increasingly feasible. Next, let's explore how renewable energy is reshaping global economies and job markets. Renewable energy is not just about reducing carbon emissions, it's about transforming entire economies and societies. For instance, China has become the world leader in solar panel production, accounting for over 70% of global capacity. This shift isn't just good for the environment, it's creating millions of jobs and driving economic growth. In Europe, the transition to renewables has led to a significant drop in electricity prices, making energy more affordable for consumers. The impact is even more profound in developing countries, where renewable installations are leapfrogging traditional infrastructure, bringing electricity to remote areas that have never had reliable power before. This widespread adoption of renewables is setting the stage for a sustainable future, but there's still much work to be done. Next, we'll explore some of the challenges and solutions ahead. Sustainability goals are crucial for ensuring that our planet can support future generations. One key goal is to achieve sustainable energy production by reducing greenhouse gas emissions and promoting renewable resources like solar and wind power. For example, the European Union has set a target of achieving at least 32% renewable energy in its final energy consumption by 2030. This not only helps combat climate change, but also promotes economic growth through job creation in green sectors. In fact, the renewable energy sector already employs over 11 million people worldwide. By integrating these sustainable practices, we can significantly reduce our carbon footprint and move towards a greener future. As we continue to explore how renewable energy fits into broader sustainability efforts, it's clear that every step counts toward achieving global sustainability goals. Renewable energy isn't just about reducing carbon footprints, it brings substantial benefits to local communities. For example, in Germany, over 50% of renewable energy projects are owned by local citizens and cooperatives, leading to a significant increase in community wealth and job creation. In the United States, solar jobs have grown nearly 200% since 2012, far outpacing job growth in other industries. These projects not only provide clean energy, but also keep money within communities through local investments and maintenance jobs. Additionally, renewable energy projects can revitalize rural areas by providing steady income streams from land leases for wind turbines or solar farms. As we see these benefits, it becomes clear that embracing renewables is a win-win for both the environment and community development. Next, let's explore how renewable energy impacts global economies on a larger scale. Ongoing research in renewable energy is revolutionizing how we think about power. For instance, solar technology has seen remarkable advancements. The efficiency of photovoltaic cells has increased from 15% to over 22%, making them much more effective at converting sunlight into electricity. Similarly, wind turbine technology has evolved significantly too. Offshore turbines can now generate up to 13 megawatts of power per unit, a massive leap from just a decade ago. Universities and private companies are investing heavily in these innovations, aiming not only to boost efficiency, but also to reduce costs. For example, MIT researchers have developed new materials that could potentially double the energy output of solar panels while cutting manufacturing costs by half. These breakthroughs highlight the dynamic nature of renewable technology and its potential to reshape our future. As we continue this journey into innovation, it's clear that every step forward is a stride towards global sustainability. Policies and regulations are crucial in driving the adoption of renewable energy. Countries like Germany have implemented feed-in tariffs, which guarantee renewable energy producers a fixed price for their electricity over a long-term contract, significantly boosting solar and wind power installations. In fact, these policies helped Germany increase its share of renewables in electricity consumption from 6% to nearly 40% between 2000 and 2019. Similarly, the United States production tax credit has been instrumental in expanding wind energy capacity by providing financial incentives for renewable projects. These examples show that robust policy frameworks can catalyze investment and innovation in clean energy technologies. As we move forward, it's clear that effective regulations will continue to play a pivotal role in shaping the future of sustainable energy. Renewable energy adoption is not just about environmental sustainability, it's also about economic viability. Countries like Germany have shown that robust policies can drive significant investment in renewables. In fact, by 2019, renewable sources accounted for nearly half of Germany's power consumption. Economic models like feed-in tariffs and subsidies play a crucial role here. These mechanisms ensure that producers of renewable energy get paid for the electricity they generate, making it financially attractive to invest in green technologies. For instance, Denmark has used these policies effectively, achieving over 40% of its total energy from wind power alone by 2020. As we see from these examples, economic incentives can significantly accelerate the transition to renewable energy sources. Now let's dive into how these models are being implemented globally and their broader impacts on economies around the world. The future outlook for renewable energy is incredibly promising. According to the International Energy Agency, renewables are set to account for almost 95% of the growth in global power capacity through 2026. This rapid expansion is driven by falling costs and increasing efficiency. For instance, solar photovoltaic (PV) technology has seen its prices plummet by around 89% since 2010. Countries like China and Germany are already leading the charge with massive investments in wind and solar power. By integrating these technologies into our energy systems, we can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions and move towards a more sustainable future. As renewable technologies continue to evolve and become even more cost-effective, their adoption will only accelerate, making them an indispensable part of global sustainability efforts. Next, let's dive into how policy changes are shaping the landscape for renewable energy growth worldwide. Sustainable practices in renewable energy are crucial for ensuring that our efforts to combat climate change don't come at an environmental cost. For instance, wind farms can be designed to minimize impacts on local wildlife and ecosystems. A great example is the Altamont Pass wind farm in California, where operators have implemented measures like reducing turbine speeds during peak bird migration periods, leading to a 70% reduction in bird fatalities. Solar panels also play a significant role. For instance, floating solar farms can reduce water evaporation from reservoirs by up to 90%, making them an environmentally friendly choice. These practices not only enhance the sustainability of renewable energy, but also ensure that we're moving towards a greener future responsibly. Next, let's dive into how these sustainable practices are supported and scaled globally through international cooperation and policy frameworks. Environmental justice is a critical aspect when discussing renewable energy. It's about ensuring that communities, especially those historically marginalized, benefit from clean energy initiatives and aren't disproportionately burdened by pollution. For example, in California, low-income neighborhoods have seen significant improvements in air quality due to the shift towards solar power. Studies show that these areas now experience 70% less exposure to harmful pollutants like nitrogen oxides compared to just a decade ago. However, there's still work to be done. In many developing countries, indigenous communities are often displaced by large-scale renewable projects without adequate compensation or consultation. This highlights the need for inclusive policies that prioritize community rights and environmental sustainability hand in hand. As we move forward with renewable energy solutions, it's crucial to ensure these advancements don't come at the expense of vulnerable populations. Next, let's explore how renewable energy is driving economic growth around the world. Energy efficiency is a cornerstone of renewable energy's impact on global sustainability. For instance, solar panels have seen significant improvements over the years. Today's advanced photovoltaic cells can convert up to 22% of sunlight into electricity, a vast improvement from the early models that only managed about 15%. This increase in efficiency means we need fewer resources and less land for installations, making renewable energy more viable on a large scale. Similarly, wind turbines have also become more efficient, with modern designs generating up to 9 megawatts of power per turbine, compared to just over 1 megawatt in the early 2000s. These advancements not only reduce operational costs, but also minimize environmental impact. As we continue to refine these technologies, the benefits will ripple through our global energy systems, paving the way for a more sustainable future. Next, let's explore how renewable energy is reshaping the job market and creating new opportunities worldwide. Renewable energy is not just about reducing carbon emissions, it's also about transforming societies. For instance, in rural India, over 100 million people have gained access to electricity through solar microgrids and home systems. This shift has brought significant improvements in education, healthcare, and economic opportunities for these communities. In Germany, the Energiewende policy has led to a surge in renewable jobs, with over 350,000 people now employed in the sector. These numbers highlight how renewables can drive positive social change by creating jobs and improving quality of life. As we see from these examples, the transition to renewable energy is not just an environmental necessity, but also a powerful tool for societal progress. Next, let's explore how renewable energy impacts global economic systems. In wrapping up our journey through renewable energy's impact on global sustainability, we've seen how solar power alone could provide over 100 times the world's current energy needs. Wind energy is another powerhouse, with potential to generate more than twice the electricity currently consumed globally each year. These technologies are not just theoretical, they're already making a difference. For instance, Denmark generates nearly half of its electricity from wind power, showing what's possible when we commit to renewables. As we move forward, it's crucial to stay informed and engaged with how renewable energy is shaping our future. Dive deeper into the advancements in battery storage or explore community solar projects near you. Together, these steps can help us build a more sustainable world for generations to come. Join me next time as we delve even further into this exciting field.